office that's like right on the other side of this wall can definitely hear me, because I can definitely hear him and it makes me so uncomfortable. Hopefully I can get over that uncomfortableness. I had quite a few of you ask for a liner tutorial because I was wearing a really cute simple liner in my last video. So this is that. And plus also it's the whole face. It's the products I've been using recently for my everyday face. And by everyday, I mean like 3 times a week, maybe 4 if it's a crazy week. So we've got the face, the lips, contour, highlight, blush, eye look, and also how I've been covering up my maskne. I don't know if it is from the mask, but I can definitely tell right after I remove my mask that the acne I do have on my chin and jaw is so irritated and inflamed. So maybe it's not caused by the mask, but it is not made happy by the mask. But I've definitely gotten pretty efficient at covering it. And it's not like 1,000 steps and color correcting and all that craziness. I hope you like the video. I hope you like the makeup, and that's it. My lips are so dry. I just put on some Kopari lip glossy in the shade Birthday Suit. These are the best smelling lip glosses that I've ever used in my life. My skincare is already done. I did it this morning at home, so it's had plenty of time to soak in. I keep looking at my microphone instead of the camera. I've never done that before and I don't know why I'm doing it today. I always like to put on some oil before I start applying my makeup. It just makes everything like slide around easier. And my favorite is the Milk Makeup Hydrating Oil. For primer, I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And I like to start applying it kind of in my T-zone where my pores are more visible. And then just a little bit all over. And I like to kind of press it in. For foundation, I'm using the Second Skin foundation from Beauty Care Naturals. I'm in the shade 1. And this is a nice light coverage, very skin-like finish. And this is the foundation brush by Rare Beauty. I love it. I love this foundation for every day because it is so light. It actually feels good to wear. And it has good skin ingredients. Just enough to make my skin look more even. And then for concealer, I'm gonna use the Beauty Care Naturals concealer. This is also in the shade 1. And just using the same brush. I'm gonna use this everywhere. I need a little bit more coverage, including my under eyes, blemishes. I thought that this situation was clearing up. And then I wore a mask for like maybe an hour yesterday and it was over. Oh well. This concealer has excellent coverage and it's so brightening and hydrating. Before I go in and set my face with a translucent powder, there's one other thing I do to make sure these like very red stubborn spots stay covered because they are still like fairly visible. I'm gonna take the Urban Decay Stay Naked Powder Foundation. This is the shade 30NN, and this has quite a bit of coverage. And I'm just gonna lightly tap it over my blemishes. And it does make the coverage over the blemishes a little cakey, but since I'm only putting it in very small spots, I'm not too worried. And then I'm gonna set everywhere with the Milk Blur and Set powder, including the blemishes that we already put powder foundation on top of. I find that that little extra step of the powder foundation just covers them so much better and keeps them covered. To contour and bronze my face a little bit, I'm gonna use the new Melt Cosmetics Sculpt Stack. I'm using the powder, and first I'm gonna use the light medium bronzer powder, and this is the Melt Blend brush. I'm just gonna dip it in there lightly. The shape of this brush like fits my face so well. So I'm gonna use this almost as like a transition shade for my contour. I'm just gonna use it to warm up my face. Adding a little bit to the top of my forehead, and I'll do a little bit around the top of my neck. Next, I'm gonna use the light medium contour powder, and I'm gonna use the contour fan from Melt. And I'm just gonna put that right in the hollow of my cheekbone. This brush makes so much sense, the way you're able to get like a real nice straight line. That is lovely. I'm also gonna take that along my jawline. I love this brush. I've never used a fan brush to contour before, and I don't know what I've been doing. These blend beautifully. Next, I'm gonna take the Sigma Wide Shader, and using that contour powder, I'm going to contour my nose just by drawing a line from my eyebrow all the way down the side of my nose on both sides, and then a little bit across the bottom, and then across here to make a little button. I feel like the nose is always like the real test for a contour color, because if it's too warm at all, you can very much tell on the nose. But this looks pretty darn perfect. When the color's too warm, it doesn't read as a shadow, it just reads as orange. And then with the same brush, I'm just picking up some of my translucent powder, and I'm baking the sides of my nose to brighten. And also when I dust this off, it will soften the contour a little bit. I'll also brighten that little tip there and down the middle. And then we'll just dust it off with a fluffy brush, kind of bringing it over the contour, tapping it in. That's a cute nose day. I'm gonna do my brows really quick off camera. If you wanna see how I do them, I'll leave a little link to my brow video. I'll be right back. So in my last video, that was an eyebrow video, I was wearing a really simple liner look with a little bit of a lash, and I had a lot of requests for that eye specifically, and that just happens to be my sort of everyday go-to eye look. First, I'm just gonna take a very, like, pretty much matches my skin type of eyeshadow and just dust it all over, just for a little extra almost coverage on my eyelid, because you can see my veins right through my translucent eyelid. And then I'm going to sharpen my pencil because this is unacceptable. It is ready. This is the Beauty Care Naturals brown eye pencil. Always make sure to look right forward in a mirror and see where your eyelids kind of fold. So looking straight ahead, I'm just gonna map out where I want my wing. And since my eyelid kind of folds right here, I'm just gonna bring it out straight, and then I'm not gonna lift it up until I'm kind of out of that fold, if that makes any sense. And then just trying to match the other eye. And then when we've kind of got it mapped out, I like to go in with a mirror a little bit closer. And then just on the very outer corner of my lash line, I connect it to my wing. And then taking any deep brown eyeshadow contour, this is the medium dark contour powder from the Melt Stack, and I'm just using it because it's right in front of me. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and stamp it on top and soften the edges a little bit. This helps it stay put, and it also gives it just such a nice smokiness. So I love it a little bit softer. I like to do a little bit of an inner corner liner as well, but I like to do it after I do my lashes. No particular reason, it just feels right. So I'm gonna give my lashes a curl. This is my favorite eyelash curler. It is so special. It's from House of Lashes, and it's really springy, and I don't know, I just find that I don't pinch my eyelid with this one. And then for mascara, I'm using the Beauty Care Naturals lengthening. That's a tough word. Lengthening mascara. It's such a nice mascara. It definitely does what it says it does. It's very lengthening. Good lash day too. Wow. I always like to let my mascara dry before I start sticking eyelashes on. So while we're waiting, I'm gonna do some blush and highlight. This is a blush and highlighter duo from House Laboratories. And this is the blush in the shade Flirt. And it's super lovely. And it's nice and pigmented, and you guys know how I feel about blush. And then also using this highlight called Fling. Oh, Oh, that's cute. It's kind of a pink highlight, so I'm not gonna use it on my nose. I find that colored highlights, for me, I just like to keep them kind of on my cheeks. So I'm gonna use this Ofra highlighter in the Snuggle Up Duo. It's so bright. Ofra really just does it with the highlight. Add a little bit under my brow bone and the inner corner and Cupid's bow. Whew. And I think we'll add just a little bit here too. It's the kind of highlight that you just like never want to stop putting on your face. Like you just feel like you want to cover yourself with it, you know what I mean? This lash is a style Broken from Likely Makeup, and it's been worn a few times. You know how usually when you get a lash, they're very long and usually you have to cut off the longest piece. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. We've got this little piece, and then we still have a lash that we can wear when we feel like wearing it. Don't throw away these pieces. It is such a waste. On days when I don't feel like wearing a full strip lash, especially if you're having a good lash day, I've just been adding like, I don't know, what is that, a centimeter of lash to the outer corner, and it just gives your lashes this like really pretty wing. You don't even need wing liner when you do this because it almost looks like a wing liner but made of lash. So I've got my little piece, and I'm just gonna put it right at the outer corner. And then usually I just leave it at that. It's so quick and easy and cute, and you can't feel it there. It's so comfortable. But if you're feeling a little fancy, you can pop a little individual lash right in beside it. And then you get this like nice taper, and that's what the lash looks like, nice and close. So quick, so easy. And it just looks so cute with a little wing liner. I just love it. And then we'll finish the liner. I'm just gonna use the same liner and very, very lightly following the line of my eye. You want this to just be a continuation of like your lash line, or it looks a little bit off. And I feel with this, like less is definitely more. And then you kind of want to just connect it to the lower part as well. And then again, back in with that deep brown powder just to make it last and extend it slightly. And then I'm gonna dip back into this highlight, and you can almost use this to like clean it up just by kind of cutting the edges with the highlight. If that makes any sense. It's so hard to explain. And then all we have left is some freckles. My favorite brush for freckles is a Melt Cosmetics liner brush. I'm not sure if it's still sold. I got this as a part of a collection, but it's so good. And again, since it's right in front of me, I'm gonna use the medium dark bronzer powder. Since these are too dark for me to use as bronzer or contour, I'm going to make sure to use them in other ways. And I'm just gonna put a couple little freckles on. I still, out of all of the freckle products that I've tried, this is just always what I come back to. A powder and a liner brush and some setting spray. And then I'm also gonna go into the lighter bronzer color, which is a little bit warmer. And then we'll have two different tones of freckle, which will look nice. Now I'm gonna set my face with the Hydro Grip and Set Refresh Spray from Milk Makeup. Look how cool it is. It's got the best nozzle. And then for the lip, I'm just gonna use a liner. This is ColourPop Bumble Lippy Pencil. And I'm just gonna line my lip and then blot it out. I just want a little color, but I want it to be really soft and blurred. I feel like that lip color looks nice with that blush. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of translucent powder, and I'm just gonna dust it over my lip. It seems weird, but I just love how it makes the edges extra diffused and matte. It's just like one of those my lips, but a little bit better type of lip routine. All right, so I wanna know, what is your go-to routine? Is this too much, too little? I'm very curious, so let me know. I'm all done, so I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. And now I just have to sit here and wait for Luke to come get me because he left me here at the office.